I don't think I have any other questions. I kind of feel quite keen to say, I don't know how much time you've got, but
Yeah, go ahead.
just to say, I find that incredibly powerful. Like there was physically and emotionally, um, you've kind of blown my mind a little bit, John. It would actually be quite hard to say everything I want to say when it's because
Yeah,
it's been such a full period of time. Even from that, I just shut my eyes when you were talking and just seeing
Mhm.
what I was seeing, feeling what I was feeling. And a lot of the time, I was feeling and seeing what you were saying before you were saying it, which for
Wow.
me, like, oh wow, that's just, and now he's saying it, that's crazy.
That's so
Um,
cool.
and there's a lot of things you have said which you obviously don't know, but I have been told at different points in my life this thing about the
Mhm.
druids connection. I have been told about the thing with trees, which didn't make much sense to me a few years ago. A
Yeah.
psychic lady said to me, "You're really connected with trees. You've got to get out and you've got to get this connection." It didn't
Mhm.
mean that much back then, but since then, I've started on this journey bit by bit. But she said, absolutely, you've got to go and connect with them. And I've got to be honest, for I don't get it so much now, but for about 2 or 3 years, I would get really dizzy in the trees. Although I love being out in
Oh
nature,
wow. Yeah.
this really quite profound dizziness is
Mhm.
bizarre. I never felt like I was going to pass out, not like that. It's just, it was
Yeah.
like in me. I don't know how I can explain it. But even just other things, John, when the whole crown thing, like I could feel this pull when you were reverting that flip of the crown and
Yeah.
the sinus. So about 4 years ago, my ears started ringing a lot, and then
Mhm.
I started getting pressure on one of my sinuses, and it's
Wow.
just
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to be like that forever because it just never
Mhm.
affected the ears, the ringing did. But
Yeah.
this has cleared during this session, this
Oh
sinus.
wow. Yeah.
That's mad that you mentioned that.
I felt
I
the
hadn't
same
been there
thing.
so much that it's blown my mind.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
cool. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
sharing.
much.
I felt like I did feel like you're right from the beginning,
Hmm.
that you are already like really quite far on your journey, but you know
Okay.
what? This reality is so much more magical than anyone ever told us. We've been so
Yeah.
used to just being told like, you know, that even things like Harry Potter, you know, aren't like that's far fetched. Like that's
Yeah.
nothing compared to actual reality.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Just the
and
beginning.
exactly, and yeah, that dizziness you were talking about, that I've just been shown that was the trees trying to like show you. They're like, remember the frequency, remember the gift, and you're like, but you when you're on the receiving end of, it's a bit like being on the receiving end of healing you don't want. Like if you go
Uh-huh.
to a healer and then refuse healing,
Yeah.
it's almost like an attack, right? It's like you're like, I don't want that, and so you feel like it feels quite horrible, but they were trying their best, like, remember us. Um,
Totally
and
giving me chills
that's really beautiful.
to connect. That's mad, isn't it? Well, it's actually
um,
not mad. It's just that it's like,
yeah,
wow.
it was super, super magical.